Good afternoon and welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Market Analysis webinar. Hope you're all having a beautiful Sunday. Glad to see a lot of you here attending the webinar, even with a change of time. But I think we should get used to it. I think this is the perfect time for the webinar. It gives you enough time to go through the video before the market opens in about 14 hours time from now. About 12 hours from now, so you get enough time to watch the video and watch the analysis, and obviously compare to your analysis if you're not in our premium group. So welcome to all of you. All right, so first things first, so actually the time now, obviously it's 12 p.m. in South Africa, so we're going to be starting this time, which is 10 a.m. GMT. So let's get used to this time. I think it's a perfect time. Unless I get any negative feedback about the starting time, then we're gonna re-look at it as well again. Okay, so let's get started with the chart. Before we start with the charts, our next course is going to be on the 5th to the 9th of March. You can join anytime. On the day that you join, you get the full video package of the course, basically the previous course, so you can get started and prepare yourself before you actually attend the live one. Send me an email and I will send you the course content and schedule. This is the course content and schedule document which I send everybody who is interested in the course. So this is the content. I'm not going to go through it. It's going to take a lot of our chat time. We only have an hour and a half. So this is the contents that I will send you. If you're watching it on video, you can always post, you can pause and check. Okay, so the most interesting thing about this course is the practical application, where we talk about the blue box magic, how we project the magic blue box and the reversal area, market correlation. Something that excites me a lot is the spotting cycles on the RSI. This is an additional indicator that we use with the Elliott wave theory. There is no such a thing as an Elliott wave counter or an indicator that counts the waves. There is no such, but there is a tool that we use that helps us to forecast the beginning and end of cycles. That is the RSI and the stochastic RSI indicator. Very, very accurate indicator to identify reversal areas. We also, over and above the wave theory will tell you the direction of the market, but you need an entry strategy with rules as to when to enter the trade, where to place your stop, your take profit, when to move your trade to break even. So basically we do the whole trade management, because you need to plan the trade ahead. Whatever you're gonna do during that trade, it needs to be planned ahead. And from there, it's real market analysis during the course as well. 5th day also is mostly practical application and ongoing mentorship. So every single day in our premium group, we have daily webinars where we focus the market ahead, or rather, we can even go through educational stuff that if there's anybody who may be struggling with any concept, we go through it during our mentorship session. So that is every single day, and obviously we've got different members from different time zones, so not all of them can attend at a specific time. So those mentorship videos are recorded and available immediately afterwards, and everyone can watch them at their earliest convenience. All right, so if you're interested in that, send me an email, a text on WhatsApp. You can look out for it at the end of the video. Right, so talking about this video, look out for the timestamps of each and every pair. You don't have to watch all the pairs if you're not interested. You can just click right in the description. Every pair will be timestamped as soon as the video is edited. I think that's working really well for the last couple of weeks. We've started doing that. So you just go click on the pair that you're interested in, and it will start exactly where the pair you're interested in will be analyzed. Excellent. So let's get started. As usual, we're going to start with a correlation between US dollar index and Euro US dollar. All right, so let's get started. Everything okay on sound good, screen good, no issues? All right, so everybody is happy with the time. Okay, so let's look at this pair here. I always start with this one because it's a nice indication of the correlation between Euro US dollar and the dollar index. We've been following this chart for the last couple of months, this correlation like this. Right, so we are on wave 3 on Euro US dollar and wave 3 on the dollar index. Obviously, these pairs are inversely correlated, which means the DXY does completely opposite what the Euro US dollar pair does. Right, so how is this going so far? This is how it's going so far. Let's see how this is going so far. Let's get all the pairs visible there. Fully played out. Okay, so this is how it's playing out so far. You can see that we've got a 1, 2, 3 here. It looks like we're getting a wave 4 here. That is playing out as a flat correction. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are expecting a move up on Euro US dollar. Obviously, we'll be expecting a move down on the dollar index. But something interesting about the dollar index here is that it is actually in a more sideways correction than Euro US dollar. So look where we are with the dollar index. It may just come and take this top here and reverse. Euro US dollar may just come, take here, and then reverse. But we're going to look at this when we go to the real chart. All right, so let's go to the chart itself, Euro US dollar. Let's look at Euro US dollar here. So I'm not going to go through both charts here. So whatever is happening on Euro US dollar is the complete opposite of what is happening with the dollar index. So let me give you the daily first so you can see the two options that I discussed the last time. This is that wave 3 that I was talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4. But there's a good question whether this is a wave 3 or whether this is the wave 5 of this first string, and then we're getting an ABC, and then we start a new string, which will give us something like this. And I am more inclined into this move here, which will give us this ABC. But before we talk about that, let's look at the current scenario, what we were looking at initially, whether this is a 3, 4, and we're going to have a 5. Because either way, if this is a wave 4, your wave 5 needs to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse. Your C move needs to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only difference is that your wave 5 may be shorter than if it was a C. So here we are looking at this as a 1, 2, 3. Maybe I should use a different color to show that it's a lower degree. It should be a 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll be looking for a move up. So that move up will then complete the yellow wave 5. Okay, your 5 in red will complete, and then that will complete our yellow wave 5. So why don't I like this scenario? As much as they both have a bullish sequence. Reason why I don't like this sequence is because there is no divergence between wave 3 and 5, which is expected, which we're supposed to have. So let me take this off and just leave the MACD. Okay, let's just adjust this. So if you see here, if this was going to be a wave 5, you were supposed to have divergence here, but you don't have divergence, not at all. At least last week it looked like we were here. This peak was here somewhere. Looked like we were having some slight divergence, but right now there isn't any at all. Right, so which confirms my bias that this count here is actually going to be something like this. A 1, 2, an ABC move. Like that. Okay. All right, so if we're labeling this, this will be, let's put this on. Okay, I still have it with the old sequence. So typically this will be your A here, your B here, your C here, and then we start the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. So here we would have a 1, we would have a 2, we would have a 3, we would have a 4, we would have a 5, A, B, C. And then we're gonna start the same sequence that we had. See here, that is 1. Okay, somebody's complaining about the audio. Anybody having issues with the audio? Anybody having issues with the audio? Okay, so check on your side. We've got a lot of people that are happy with the audio. So check on your side, please. All right, so everybody is happy. So please check on your side, check your internet connection. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. We are starting to get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this 5 is going to be a C. As you can see here, this is what this looks like. Very nice. 1, ABC. All right, so we are on this wave 4. I'm going to drill down into this wave 4 and see how this is playing out now at this stage. We come in there and we look at it. All right, so 4 hour. If you look at a 4 hour, this looks like a 1, a 2, a 3, right? So this is looking like a regular flat at this stage. You can see that it tagged the top here, but it didn't take the bottom here. So there's still a possibility, there's still a chance that it might take this here. So it will not change the bias even if it does come here before it goes. But I'm anticipating that it will go any moment now. Right now we've got an impulse to getting this correction. If this is the one, then it will go from here without touching here. And if it does that, but before we get to that one, so let's look at this first of all. So you've got 1, 2, 3 here. You've got 1, 2, 3 that you don't see here because of the spike down. We had this spike down and then we went up. So we know this is a clear 3, 3, 5 as we expect of a flat correction. A flat correction is a 3, 3, 5. Okay, so that's the pattern we're expecting here. A 3, and then a 5 before we go. All right, so even if it does not get to this level, it will still be okay, because what has happened here looks like we've already started a 1. This could have already started with as a 1. Why do I say that? If you'll see, if I go to the 1 hour and then we look at that. If I go to the 1 hour, you will see that this first move here, and I'm going to do it in red, very interestingly starts with a clear impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happens after a 5? You get a higher degree 1. Let me do this 1 with the green. You get a higher degree 1. And then a 2. You see here, 3, 4, 5. We already have 3 degrees here. And that 5 is completing this 1 that I'm talking about here. And if this is a 1, this is a big wave 2 here. And if this is a big wave 2, then it means that we are already starting with this smaller one, which is the red, is a 1. Okay. And then this will be our 2. And if you look at this one, this is even smaller than the red. So we will use white one for this one. This is a degree 1. So this will be a very nice place to start taking this trade for a bigger wave 3. See here, this will make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Giving you the red, or rather the green. 1, 2, 3 in red. Let's do that in red. 3 in red. And then we get a 4, and then a 5. Then the green, and then the sequence starts going like that fractally. So if you got it with within the smaller time frame, you know that everything is just going to repeat in the higher time frame. So what do we need to do in the next coming session? We need to watch for this. If this breaks out, this flag breaks out here, you need to take this trade. Otherwise, if it does not, you don't take the trade. It may just do this. It's a possibility that it may just do this. Let's clear this out. The video will be available on YouTube, right? So you see that it may do this first before it goes. One more down. That will go and retest that low before we start going. Okay. Unfortunately for you, Karim, the video will be available on YouTube if you are not having audio. Everybody else is fine. Okay. Good. So that's what we're looking at on Euro US dollar. Very interesting setup here. So don't miss this one here, because it may be the one that actually goes all the way. Right, so let's carry on with the rest of the pairs. US dollar CAD. So what I do here is I sort of update you on what I said last time, what the analysis was last time we had the webinar. Unfortunately, I can only update this once a week on a Sunday like this. Otherwise, if there's any changes during the week, I can only update the premium group members. But if something changes here, you'll only get an update on a Sunday. All right, so what were we looking for? What were we looking at on US dollar CAD? But before we go to US dollar CAD, this is what we were looking at on Euro US dollar 3 weeks back. Okay, so 3 weeks back, 3 webinars back, we were looking at this as an impulse, and we thought this was going to correct here and reverse, as we were projecting that was going to be a 5-year, and then we're going to get a reversal. But the nice thing is, the market tells us whether we're going to go down or not. We were only looking for this to break down and give us a correction. So because we did not get this move, it gave us an indication that that move was not over as yet. That's why we got this move to the upside. So last week, we had this move to the upside. And when we did the webinar last week, we were around this area, and we said we just want a correction for the move down to come and retest. So we've been anticipating this move. Okay. So that's where we were. US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD, this is the 1 hour. We were here last week. Okay, we had this move to the downside. We had the correction, and we had the move down here. So we thought that this was starting a 1 and a 2 move down, and looking at this as an expanding flat for a move down. Okay, you can see obviously we did not see that clearly, but that's what happens. So normally when this happens, this is the only time that I go to my historical data to look why I got the analysis wrong, because we're not right 100% of the time. That is why we speculate. We call speculators. So after we did not get this one right, all the members in our group, we went and looked at this pair again historically, because if you're wrong here, then it means there's something wrong with your historical forecast. Okay, and this is our historical forecast here. Let's go to the monthly. I'm actually going to do this pair sometime during the week if I get the time, from the highest time frame to the lowest time frame. So you guys don't see this during the analysis. You don't see this count during this Sunday webinars, because we only have an hour and a half. It takes over an hour if you're just starting up to analyze like this. So what are we looking at here? Historically, we're looking at this. We're looking at this as a 3-wave move. This is from the 1970s. From the 1970s, up until today. So from the 1970s, we looked at this as a three-wave. From there, we looked at this as an impulse, and then there's a three-wave move, and we're looking at this as another three-wave. So we get that as an ABC. That's another ABC. We know that ABC moves that are three waves move with their WX, WX, Ys. So we are currently on this X move, the impulse of the X move. Okay, so this is the monthly. So you'll see that I do not have a lot of letters on this. They are not appearing on the monthly. When I go down to the weekly, it starts getting detailed. Obviously, we cannot go into the depth of that. So I'm just trying to show you what we're looking at here. So that is that ABC that we're looking at. That's actually the X move that we're looking at. Oh, the X is not visible on this one. That was the W, that is the X here, and then we're gonna get a Y. So where are we now? We are here, busy with this X move. So we are going to focus there for a down move. Okay, so if I go down to the lower time frame, which is now the daily, you will see that we see more, even more detail there that we can actually focus. So that is the latest ABC that you were looking at there. That's the one over there. So what are we looking at there? So this is the ABC move, which has already completed there. This C is supposed to be here. This ABC, right? So what is happening here? After the ABC move, two things should happen. You should either get a move in the prevailing direction of the trend. This was the trend. And if that does not happen, similar to what is not, to what it is, to this current situation right now, this has not done this. And instead, we had a three-wave move there. And then remember this truncation here. This move should have been our Y. The Y should have been here. Okay, but because of the truncation, and I'm gonna go to the 4 hour, because of that truncation, that's still your C, that is your W. You see that it is now getting more detailed here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 there, and that is the truncation that I'm gonna show you again. I've been showing you for the last couple of weeks. You get three-wave correction. You can see that this clearly corrects that move, but this does not go. And I said for this to be a truncation, it should have completed all three waves. And you can see the three waves have been completed. So that means then now your move has been completed, and that is your Y there. Let's put it back there. Should actually bring the Y there. So your WXY is actually, it actually looks funny because your Y is very short, but that's normal because it is truncated. So after the Y move is completed, you expect to get a three-wave pullback, which we got here. That's our three-wave pullback. Now we're getting another three-wave move to the upside, okay? And you can see that this A is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't see this because normally I would just put in lines here. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're expecting another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to complete the C. This C can do two things. It can either come here, take this top here, and come down here as a flat correction like that. This will be our 3 flat correction before we get another move, a yellow move to the upside. You get a yellow move like that, and then that will be a 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I can take off the labelings there, or maybe before I take it off, I'm gonna go into the 1 hour time frame. So you'll see as I go lower, downgrade the time frames lower, you'll see more detailed analysis. Now, when I go to the 1 hour, you're gonna see more detail on that one here. Let's go to the 1 hour. Actually the 30 minutes, let's go to even the 30 minutes. We can do this up until the 1 minute time frame. You see on the 30 minutes now, we actually have the analysis on this. This is not an auto counter on TradingView. This is all done manually. Okay, this is all done on YouTube on TradingView manually. Obviously, all the letters are pre-populated, so when you do the labeling, it will just be like that. It's all pre-populated, so you don't have to type each and every letter like you would on MT4. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got this fifth wave on the green here. What are we anticipating? We're anticipating an ABC move, textbook stuff. So if this is an ABC, there's a possibility that this now carries on with this move or gives us another correction for another move down, giving it a WXY. So either way, it will give us, it will tell us if it is going, it will give us an impulse, then we're gonna go. But if it doesn't, then we're gonna get the impulse down, the correction, then it will give us this move. So now we need to watch this three-wave pullback and see whether we're gonna get another move to go and retest the top. Which top do we want to retest? Yeah, this one here. Let me switch off now. I think it's becoming cluttered. This one here. So there's a possibility that this can do that, give us that move to go and retest that level over there. But either way, if it doesn't give us that indication, we're gonna wait for it to do this, and then we're gonna start selling it to the downside. And if you're selling it to the downside, we're gonna be looking at this move here, at this level there. Right, so that's how we do a detailed analysis. So we're gonna do this one. If I get time during the week, I'm gonna look at this one. All right, so let's get on with the rest of the pairs. US dollar chief. Let's go back to the 1 hour. So just as a note, US dollar chief, there's a trade to the downside that's currently playing out that you can look at. I'm just looking on the 1 hour time frame here. Look for this to break to the downside. So even if it keeps crawling up to this level, it's still fine. But when it breaks down, minimum level is this one for the target. And this is the 1 hour time frame. That's what you can target. So if I just go look at the higher time frame, let's see what's going on there. So looking on the daily on this one, we're looking at this move as a three waves, 1, 2, 3. And if you look on this move here, you'll see that's a 1, 2, 3, 4. This may end with a diagonal wave 5. The way it's looking right now, if you go to the 4 hour, you'll see that it's starting to end with a diagonal. It's very early stages, but you can't really see it now. But this may end up with a diagonal or a V pattern. So let's keep an eye on it. That's how it's playing out now. So we can see that the wave 4 and your 5 can end up like that. Keep an eye on it. I've already shown you that in the smaller time frame, this is looking upside for now, or looking downside for now. So if that is the downside, you'll find that this is going to start doing this. Let's draw the trend line there. Those will start doing this. Come down here, come back up, come back down, come back down. So it starts giving us that V pattern, which we know that it always breaks to the upside with a strong move. So watch this possibly to come down to this level. That's US dollar chief, gold. Gold US dollar. Let's go 1 minute. We'll start with the 4 hour on this one. Let's go daily first. Switch off the numbering, the labelings. Are we looking at this? We're looking at gold like this now. 1, 2. We're looking for another three-wave move here. It does not have to be a zigzag. Here we can get any three-wave move here. But what we are getting now is a 1, 2, 3, and this looks like a wave 4, which is going to give us this move. So we are getting this regular flat, looks like a regular flat there. Either that is going to be a regular flat, or this is already a wave 1, 2, and it's going to get a 3 and a 4 and a 5. Okay, so that's how we're looking at gold, and it's very easy because you can see that this is your WXY. Why is that a WXY? You can see you've got a 1, 2, 3 wave move in there. You got 3 wave move in there. You get 1, 2, another 3 wave move. We expect that it goes in 3 wave moves. Okay, I've shown this for the last 7 months, how gold is just going in 3 waves, 3 wave moves. So eventually we're gonna get a drop to the downside. But whether it's ready now, I don't think it's ready to drop at this stage. Okay, because this is showing sideways move, and the sideways move is a continuation pattern. So let's watch and see how this one goes. Let's just go to the 4 hour. I think we've already taken a trade on this one in our group on gold. It's exactly similar to Euro US dollar, only that this one here starts with a leading diagonal. See here, we've got a leading diagonal. That diagonal is giving us something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if that is a leading diagonal that is starting a move up, this will be a 1, this will be a 2. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And then that will start a wave 1. And if that is a wave 1, this is your 2. If that is a 2, then we're starting the smaller one here. We're starting the red, similar to what we did with the Euro US dollar. And if we get it here, we're getting it with a very good risk to reward ratio for a big move to the upside. Right, so this flag here, watch that flag, and if it completes and breaks to the upside, do not just rush into it because I said it looks like a buy. This flag needs to break to the upside to confirm. You can see it's got an exact similar structure as Euro US dollar. We've got 1 and a pullback. Lower degree, we're getting a 1 and a pullback. So we need to see what happens here with this one. Yeah, redo with this one here and the pullback here. If it breaks to the upside here, we are going with a very good risk to reward ratio, and we're going to hold it for a long time. So keep an eye on this, because with the way it looks now, it looks like it has done this, it has done this. It may do this first, that before it actually goes, giving us this long correction here. So do not rush on rush it, because if you rush it and it keeps doing this, it's going to take you on a roller coaster ride of emotions. That's gold. Audi US dollar. Audi US dollar. Same. Exactly the same. It's Euro US dollar. You can see that we've already started a move up. But this does not look complete. So this can come back here, come back down here before it actually starts going. So you need to exercise a little bit of patience with this one. And if we're anticipating gold up, obviously Audi US dollar should follow gold up, because this is a commodity driven currency, Audi. Okay, so watch what happens there. Right now it's just a move down. It doesn't mean anything at this stage. Let me just quickly go to gold. Peter's asking if gold is not forming a contracting triangle. We cannot know at this stage. It is quite possible, because this is doing that and this is doing that so far. So we don't know at this stage, but even if we are not sure, we can still trade it to the upside. If it breaks up to the upside, we'll see what happens when it gets to that level. Okay, good observation. So I was still back on Audi. Okay, so Audi is similar. So just remember, one move down doesn't mean anything here. Something needs to happen, either a correction. And here you can see that we're already having this move to the upside. So this may do this, do that before it actually goes, giving you this 1, 2, and then a big 3 to the upside. New Zealand, US dollar. Same thing. So New Zealand US dollar, I actually wanted it to come and tag here, giving us this regular flat. So that's still a possibility. We'll see how this one goes. But otherwise, it's got a similar structure. in terms of upside as the rest of the US dollar pairs. This is very small as an impulse, so we need to exercise some patience and see how this one will go. Okay. Audi, and then I think that's all the US dollar pairs. Let's do the ZAR, US dollar ZAR. So US dollar ZAR, I've said for a long time that the long-term forecast on this one is 9 ZAR. And the reason for that is simple. Is this year. See here, you've got that long-term parabolic move similar to what you have in Bitcoin. And after that, you get this correction. So we'll be anticipating a move similar to that, similar to this one, similar to this one. But I said last time, it does not have to be that move. It can be anything. So here we're forecasting 9 if it is a zigzag. But if it is a different pattern, for example, this is what could happen. See, you've got a number of things that can happen. But for now, every corrective structure to the downside, you sell it. So possibilities are these ones here. We get upside here, giving us this move. So this will still be a 1, 2, 3. This will still be a 1, 2, 3 move. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, giving you this WXY move. Right. So in this case, it will not necessarily go to 9 because it's now a regular flat. But the question now is, where is it going to reverse? At this stage right now, it will have to give us indication and confirmation of reversal. That is where our indicator comes in, the one I was talking about in the beginning of the video. All right, so do we have any indications of reversal on US dollar ZAR? Let's look if there's any indication of any kind of reversal here. Okay, we are getting divergence. You can see we're getting this divergence here. Right, so what we are going to watch out for is an impulsive move to the upside and correction like that. But when is that going to happen? We do not just trade breakouts. We count the cycles, right? We count the cycles and see what's happening. We've got 1, 2, 3 and a pullback. We're getting another 1, 2. This will possibly come to this level. Trend line doesn't mean anything. This can push down lower. If it pushes down lower and your MACD keeps going up, then you may get this move to the upside, giving you that V pattern and then that pattern that we're looking for. Okay, that's US dollar ZAR, US dollar JPY. Then we do the rest of the yen pairs. Right, so US dollar JPY for 7 months now, we forecasted this move. So this is clearly an impulse and all of this just a correction. Okay. So you can see clearly that in here, we've got an expanding flat. And here, higher, we've got a regular flat. So which means you have simply an A, B, C move. Forecasted this over 7 months ago. Right, so for 7 months, I've been forecasting that US dollar JPY, we're looking at, if I focus this with the blue box, you can see that we've got a blue box projected around the 104 area, 104 area. Okay, so now this count is going to change slightly because this has now gone down impulsively. Let me clear all this. This that last C, so it looks like we are having this move down. I'm going to do it now. This is going to be a 1, 2, 3. We're probably going to have a 4 here somewhere before we get to a 5. And that 5 will complete in the blue box. Only then will we start looking at US dollar JPY long. Let me just fix this degree. Supposed to be red, minor degree. Degrees are very important. Up, cannot stress degrees enough. So you'll see here, any move that will happen here on US dollar JPY will be a wave 4. 1, 2, 3. Any type of structure can be corrective, flat, whatever, will be a wave 4 here before we get a move down. And then when we do that, and in the blue box, we are going long term. Right now, it's not ready, and our indicator is telling us that it is not ready as yet. Okay? So that's what this one looks like. Everything is going to complete down here. You can see that all the sequences are ending here on this blue box. That is our proprietary blue box magic. Then the magic starts. Asim knows is in the premium group. Yes, then that's like your 10 lot size trade when you get in here. We'll be waiting for it. It doesn't look ready yet. So let's go down to the lower time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour and see what's going on here. Okay, but don't go get excited and start buying as soon as it touches. You still need another confirmation. So right now on the 1 hour, this is what we are getting here. We've got a 1, 2, you got a, this can come take there. You can keep selling this to the downside here. So the challenge is when this thing is building a correction, you'll be getting only the short-term trades in here. So you may come down here, it may come back down up there before it starts going down. So you're only going to be getting short-term trades. So you can take this one if you get it. That is, if this one takes here and starts reversing. That is on, actually in the next coming session, this can start doing this. And then you can start getting that reversal to this area. Okay, for the next couple of days. Let's see how that one comes. All right. Yes, 150 pips short term. We target bigger than that, Dukes. All right, so let's do the rest of the yen pairs. EURJPY. Switch everything off. Let's go 4 hour. All right, so EURJPY, I said I'm looking for a big correction for the last couple of weeks when it was going up. We said we're looking for a big correction, something similar to this. You can see that we're already getting something like this, okay? And you can see, as you can see that this does not correct just in one line. At some point, you're gonna get a pullback similar to this before you get a move here, similar to that one. And then we carry on with the move. Remember, I am still looking for this to go all the way to 150, which is 1,000 pips away from here. Or actually almost 2,000 pips away from where we are currently, or where we're gonna be after the correction. Okay? Right, so we are in correction. So you have to see if you have trade setups. You can get nice trade setups in a correction if your strategy allows you to do that. Okay, so let's look at what is happening right now. So if we get that pullback could be a very nice trade to the upside, because remember, a correction is an impulse, a correction and an impulse. So you want to trade this impulse, but you need to know what you're doing and how to identify when you're going to get the impulse on the sequence. So right now we're getting this. You can see we've got strong divergence here. So if you do get a move to the upside here, and remember what I said, we don't just trade breakouts, we forecast these things. You've got a move down, which is 1, 2, 3 there. You've got a running flat in the middle, we've got a 1, 2, 3. So anytime now, when it reverses from that area, we may get that move to the upside. And you can see that this one is making a V pattern. Okay, so we may still reverse from that level. Okay, so a lot of things can still happen with this correction. So let's watch. So this pullback can even just be a 3-wave pullback. I'll show you with other pairs how you get 3-wave pullbacks like that, and the market just carries on like that. And then that will be giving us that big correction that we are looking for before a move up. Okay? Just go show you on the weekly why I'm looking for the big move up. I'm looking for this to come to this level, 150 level. But as you know, the market does not go in a straight line. So when it corrects, it's getting momentum. So it needs momentum to get to that level. So if it does that, then you're getting a 1, 2, 3, you're getting a 1, 2, 3, then a big flat. See the long-term focus. I've just focused it to the next 5 years here. Okay? But we're not there yet. So we focus on where we are now. Where we are is we're looking for a correction. We know when this correction ends here, we're gonna get a big move to the upside. You can see how big this move was here. If we measure that move, if we measure this move, I remember this move very well because it is the move that blew my account 5 years ago. And I was short this whole time thinking that this was gonna go, and I don't know what kind of strategy. When I look at this now, I see how foolish that I had been trading without education. You can see that 5,000 pips in just over a year. It was quick. It was actually quite quick. So this move here blew a couple of my accounts, not just one. I was an amateur then. I didn't know what I was doing. I started trading around 2013. And when it does something like this, I thought I was okay. We're actually there. We're reversing now. Okay. So now we know we're gonna be looking for similar move after the correction, at least to that level. Right, CHFJPY. CHFJPY on the weekly, we're looking for this move. It's not a small move because I'm on the weekly time frame. Remember, this is not a small move. We're targeting that it will come to that level. You can see here you've got 1, 2, 3, three-wave move. You're getting 1, 2, 3 correction. You may get another move to the upside, similar to what we're looking for. So you see, CHF and Euro are mostly correlated. Let's go to the daily. They're correlated, so they will do the same thing. So if we're still expecting a move down on CHF, EURJPY may still do the same. So we still want this move. That's what I've been saying since we take the top here. Since we take the top, you can see that we get a 1, we get a 2, we get a 3. And now we're looking to complete this move. At this area, this will give us a nice big move to the upside. But for now, let's see if we've got any indications of a reversal. You can see that it's not going down with a strong move. It is quite slow, and if it keeps going slow like that, you can see what the MACD is doing there, strong divergence. It can even give you a 3-wave pullback before it comes down. Okay, that divergence could simply mean that we're getting a 3-wave pullback first before it comes down. Okay. So here you need to wait and see what happens. If it breaks out correction, then you're going. But I'm still inclined to a little bit more downside before we go up. Okay, that's CHF, AUDJPY. I'm gonna look at these ones, all of these on the 1 hour, because all the yen, these yen pairs look like they are reversing. For the next sessions, that's what you need to look for. Okay. You see the 3-wave pullback I'm talking about, something like this. You see 1, 2, 3-wave pullback. This is, we can call this a zigzag, and then it reverses. 1, 2, 3 waves, pulls back, and then it reverses. So here, it may not break on this move. It may give you one more before it goes up. But don't miss it if it gives you a correction here. The rest of the yen pairs that we're going to do now have got this similar move except for USDJPY. Right, so if you get this correction, target this move, similar move to, that is similar length to this one initially, and just hold it. Because if it breaks, you're going to get a move to the 50% here. Okay, so that's AUDJPY, New Zealand JPY. Similar, you can see. You had this 3-wave pullback, 1, 2, 3. Now you're getting this one. So if you get this one here, don't leave it. We don't really have, okay, we actually have divergence on the 4 hour. Okay, but the divergence is not telling you that you're buying. The divergence tells you that any moment you're gonna have a reversal. But the question is whether that reversal is going to be a move to the upside, because look here, you had a very strong divergence here. Okay, we actually took this trade because we wanted to get, we thought that this is the one that was going to go, but it did not go. Okay, why? We had strong divergence, but that divergence was only telling a three-wave pullback. Okay, now you don't have divergences yet, so you may start seeing it as it goes. On the 4-hour on the long term, you have divergence. So let's see what happens there. That is New Zealand. Let's look at CAD now. CAD, same. Your three-wave pullback was flat. Now you've got an impulsive move up. Look for all of them. Look for corrections in the 1 hour, or at least a short move to the upside. Okay, because you don't know what's going to happen after this as yet, because you may get this, or it may give you a slightly bigger move to this level. And if it's a slightly bigger move to that level, we know USDJPY is going to do the same move. All right, so let's do the pound pairs, but we start the pound pairs with pound JPY. Then we're going to have, that will have concluded. That will conclude the yen pairs. Pound JPY has got a very interesting structure. Similar to the rest of the yen pairs, we've got 1, 2, 3-wave pullback before the move down. But this move down has got a correction here, which is telling us that it may drop down lower first to come take this level before it starts going up. But that will only come to that level. If it does come to that level, you've got 3-3 impulse, and then your down move will then start. Okay, so that's what we're looking at on pound JPY. If I just go to the daily time frame, see it clearly. So that is the move that we had here. We had the impulsive move to the downside. This is the correction that we're looking for. Okay, so all of that correction that I've drawn on the 1 hour is this here. If I go back to the 1 hour again and show you that correction, looks interesting. So keep an eye on this one. In the 1 hour, that is that one. All of this 335 will be a flat correction. We'll see what happens when it gets to this level. And this may come down here and actually break here. Even if it breaks, it's still fine, because that will give you an expanding flat. So whichever correction it will give us. So if you get, if this one breaks to the downside, because you can see here, I've got already 1, and then in between I've got 1, 2, 3, and then from there it went up, and now we're getting this one doing this. So we may get another one like that before it actually comes down. Okay, but let's keep an eye. Let's not complicate it. Let's just wait for this correction to complete. If it breaks to the downside, don't rush into selling it, or if you're gonna sell it, make sure that you are protected when it reaches this level, because at this level it may do this to that level. Okay. All right. So that's pound JPY, pound US dollar. Pound US dollar. Let's go 4 hour first. We're looking upside here. We had this 3-wave pullback, similar to what we have on the euro. So this last move here, this last move here is actually 400 pips that we traded during BOE announcement. So it went up here, and we were only interested in selling when it got that. So we got this 400 pips. So now it is doing something like this: a 1, a 2, a 3, like that. Not like that. Let me correct that. So it looks like similar to Euro US dollar and other US dollar pairs. This has started a move up with a 1, with a 2. 3, 4 you cannot see in this time frame. You have to downgrade to see it, and then you get a 1, 2, 3. So if that is the case, then we're getting a big 1 here, a big 2 there, and then we're starting the move to the upside with a yellow, smaller yellow, 1, 2, so that we can get a bigger move to the upside. Okay, but initially we're going to target this area just in case, because this can be very well be a 1, 2, 3, a simple 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, so let's keep an eye on this one. It is breaking out here. Get a nice flag here for a move up. Let's go 1 hour. You'll see that we're getting a nice flag, 1 hour. See here, on the 1 hour, you're getting this flag here. If you're not going to be on the screen, you can even put a buy order just above the flag here, stop loss that area. Then target this area first, okay? Target that area first. Because what you have here is a 1, 2, 3 as well, which could be a 1, 2, 3 correction. Let me clean it up. You have 1, 2, 3. You can get a 1, 2, 3 before you get a move to that level, okay? What will that do? It will give you a bigger flat correction, 1, 2, 3, before it goes. Simple like that. That's pound, US dollar, pound chief. Pound chief almost taking this level. So here it looks like you've got an impulse here, so you may get that 3-wave pullback. You may do that, come take that level. So very short-term trade on pound chief. So we may get that move to the downside. If it gives you the move to the downside, you may get another one to the upside. If you look at pound chief on the 4 hour, it's got a pretty interesting structure, because here, if you look here, you've got a correction here. There's a regular flat. You've got another 1, 2, 3 correction, which is a regular flat. You've got another 1, 2, 3, which is a zigzag. So you've got 1, 2, 3 correction, 1, 2 corrections in combinations. You already have this. So this could be an X, because you can see that it's a 1, 2, 3 zigzag. So this X can end with a 1, 2, 3 here, with a Y here. We'll need to break out here. So that whole thing will be a correction WXYZ before you move down. As you can see that. So you need to wait for this to complete. Right, so it's going to be a very, very nice trade to the downside if we get it like that. Okay. If you don't know what you're doing, wait for it to break down here. Flag and down on the 1 hour. Okay. Pound chief, pound CAD. Pound CAD, I'm going to go to the daily and show you what we've been saying for the last couple of weeks. I've been wanting pound CAD to come take that level. It just missed it by a few pips. Doesn't mean that if it doesn't mean that if it's here, it has already retraced more than 90%. So we can accept it as a regular flat if it's going to come and do this. Okay, but doesn't mean that if we've got a candle reversal like that, because some people who trade candles will tell you that we've got a big daily reversal candle and now we're going down. It doesn't mean anything. So these can still crawl up to that level, but it's still 200 pips away from that level. Okay, but either way, so we need to see if we're going to get confirmation that this is reversal. Okay, I don't have my indicators on. If we're going to get confirmation that this is reversal, we're going to look at this on the 4 hour. We're going to check divergence on the 4 hour. Then we're going to take it down. But otherwise, we need to see if it won't take that level. So let's go 4 hour and look at this now. Only time that we're going to be interested in selling this one is if it breaks this one here, it breaks this trend line. And remember, these trend lines don't mean anything, because what if this thing comes down here, right? And then it goes up. What are you going to do? All you are going to do is you are going to do this to your trend line. You're going to do this to your trend line. So what value is it of this trend line if you're going to adjust it if this happens? So you need to get confirmation that this is actually with the level that you're supposed to be in. Okay, so trend lines are just as important as a tool, a trading tool, as anything else. So you must take them seriously and be able to do it properly. There are people with 10 years experience who still don't know how to draw trend lines properly. Yes, the recording will be on YouTube. So here, we look like we are very vulnerable now. The divergence is not very strong at this stage. We need to get a confirmation with the flag that we're going down. I'm not convinced that we're ready yet, but if we do get this, then we're going to go down. But otherwise, I'm still more inclined for more crawling to the upside, all the way to up to 178. I think we take it at 178.27, somewhere there. Then I'll be very interested in the downside on this one, because it's going to be a big move to the downside. Okay, so if we take here, we are 200 pips away. If we take here, then it's going to be a very nice move. It's going to be this move here. But we can start getting it from here. Okay, correct, correct. All the way down here. It's going to be a big, big, big move for the next couple of months. Okay, that's pound CAD, pound AUD. Pound AUD, if we go to the 4, we're actually on the 4 hour. Pound AUD, I've actually drawn some equal legs here. So what we have on pound AUD is an impulse down and a 3-wave correction. Let's switch everything off here so we can have a cleaner chart. We've got an impulse down and a 3-wave correction. So here, if we get on the 1 hour a flag like that, target this area initially, and then if it goes, it will come down to this level. It may even be the reversal. It may have been, this may be the reversal. But if you get this flag, take it all the way down. First target here. That's pound AUD, pound New Zealand. So the New Zealand pairs, all the pairs with the New Zealand as the quoted pair are looking upside. So here we on pound New Zealand, we had an impulse down and we had our V pattern here. When you've seen us talking about the V pattern so many times, you can see that we broke to the upside. Now you need a correction. And typically these V patterns corrects with a sharp move, and you will think that it's reversing again. So when you get this move, be ready to take it up back to that level. So that's pound New Zealand, euro New Zealand. Now we're doing the euros. Similar to euro New Zealand, you can see our V pattern again here. Broke out. Wait for this to give you a correction. Back here. Back to that level. Okay? Just as easy as that. As you can see here, you had 1, 2, 3 move pair up there. And then you get a 1, 2, 3 move correction. Now you're getting this move here. So you just need to get a correction for a move to the upside. Whether this is going to go all the way or whether it's going to do this first, doesn't really matter. You'll see when it gets to that level. Okay? That's Euro New Zealand, Euro AUD. Euro AUD, we've been trying to get the wave 5. If you remember the special video I did on Euro AUD, we bought it right here and we got all of this move to the upside. And now it is correcting, and this correction is not really, it's not going down. So this is a continuation pattern. So what we want here, and if I just do it this properly, this is what we have. Got that, you've got that. Now you're getting that. What you're getting here is possibly this 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, down, and then we go. Down, and then we go. So that will give you this correction, a connection, connector, a Y, and then you go. All right, so we need to see what happens here, because right now what we have is, looks like a 1, 2, 3 regular flat. We may come back here, come back down before we actually get that wave 5. As you can see here, it's a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need to get 5. We're still bullish Euro AUD. Okay. Euro pound. So Euro pound, watch out for this move. Watch for this to break to the upside. Okay, let's look at the overall, the bigger structure on the daily. We've been on this sideways move since October last year. This move here. And I'm sure if you bring up the divergence, but you can see that this is diverting. Let's do that. Which means at some point, we are going to get, whether this is going to come back down here to this level, at some point we're going to get this strong move back to the upside. Because what this is doing is an impulse back, it's an impulsive move down, a pullback, and now it is giving you a 1, 2, 3, and another 1, 2, 3. So now these 1, 2, 3s are correcting this move, which is WX and then a Y. So this move here could be a Y move, 1, 2, 3 like that, before you get a bigger move, move to the upside. This move here. So the yellow move. Let me clean it up. One, two, three. Let's clean up what we don't want to see. What will this do? This will be your impulse, W, X, Y, and then we get with yellow. So we still want to get this move up. It does not have to go take that level, but we know that when this moves out of this channel, it's going to go with a sharp move. But whenever you get a setup to buy it, take it. Similar to what we have now here, but it looks a bit too sharp for my liking at this stage. Okay, we're looking on the 1 hour now. Let's look at it. Okay, just bring it up. So it looks too sharp for my liking. We're looking at this on the 4 hour. Actually, 4 hour, we're looking at this whole channel here, but it looks like we're gonna have another down move here. So we will wait for this to give us an indication to buy it. The move I'm looking at here is for a buy first. Okay, so that's Euro Pound, EuroCAD, similar to Pound CAD. I wanted it to tag. I'm actually on the long term long on this one. EuroCAD, wide, we want it to come take that level. Why? Because that will be a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, to that level. That's why I've been long euro on the from this level. I think I showed you a couple of weeks back here. Okay, right now we've got that move pullback. I told you the candles down don't mean anything. Only when you get a correction like that on the 1 hour. Okay, if I go to the 1 hour now, because even then it could just be giving you this move there. Let's clear that out. You see, we've got an impulsive move down. You need to get some kind of correction, and that could do this, give you a 3-wave move, and then it still goes and takes. It's still far, but for it to get there, it needs to give us a deeper correction. You can see here, you get a nice deep correction. This one was smaller than what we are looking for. There's a bigger one. There's this bigger one. Where's that bigger one? This one here. See, something like this would be a very nice one to take us there. So there's a nice regular flat. Does not take, but it takes the bottom, but it's still a nice regular flat. It looks complicated, but if you just draw the lines there, you can see it clearly. Right, so now we're getting 1, 2, 3 move up. It has actually completed these 3 waves here. So we need to see if this is going to be a pullback for a move up, or whether we are going to reverse from here with this move. Either way, when we get a setup to sell it here, we sell it here, so that if this is the reversal, we go with it. All right, so by then we're going to move our stop to break even when it gets to this level, so that if it's going to take us out, it takes us out for no loss. Okay, so that's EuroCAD. All right, so that completes all the euro pairs. Now let's do a few CAD pairs. Okay, we'll do EUROCHF first. I'm on the 1 hour here. So EUROCHF. Looks like it started with a leading diagonal here. We're getting a 1, 2, 3 move here. Need to see that. See, we've got an impulsive move here. So let's see what happens with this one, whether we're going to get a move up here. Same as what we're expecting with the rest of the euro pairs. Okay, this one is not very clear at this stage. Right, so let's look at some of the CAD pairs. New Zealand CAD, my favorite pair. I told you that EuroCAD, I'm only looking upside, and any move down, I'm looking at that as a correction. Let's go to the daily again. Okay, so here we started with a nice 3-wave move. Okay, before we do that, so let's go weekly, show you what we're looking at here. So I don't do this for every pair. I don't go higher time frame and show you the reason why I'm looking upside, because it's not just because I go look at a swing and it tells me that it's going upside. It's because I've got a long-term analysis of all the pairs. So we've got that one, and we're looking at this as a running flat. As you can see there, you've got, actually this does this, yeah? 1, 2, 3. We've got all of these move from right at the bottom. Okay, we do this pair on every course that we complete because it's nice and, I'll call it complicated, not so straightforward, but we know how to trade it. So we've got this whole move. So this move is not small. It starts from 86, and that's 92. That's over 600 pips now. Okay, because this is the weekly time frame. So what are we looking at here? If I just go to the daily, we're looking for a big correction. So this is how we understand this. So when you understand when to get correction, when to get reversal, what is the difference between a pullback and a correction? That's very important. And you understand that by understanding the structure and the theory itself. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We're looking for 1, 2, 3 pullback, and that will give us a move up. But this, as you can see here, can be a huge move to the downside. You can see here, this is a big move. So if you're trading this long term, if you're gonna hold, these are not the type of trades that you wanna watch every single hour, every single second. Those who are always on their apps after they place the trades. So I just wanna measure this and show you how many pips this is. This thing dropped 130. Okay, so it's only 133 pips on this one. So I'm actually dropped more. But if you've bought this and you've got a daily view on it, long-term view on it, like we do, you can hold this for a long time. So every time you get something like this, you can see that this candle here, this red candle, is a similar size to this. It didn't mean anything because all it did was just correct. Here, you may just find this actually corrects like that, and then you get another move to the upside. Okay. That's New Zealand CAD. CADCHF. CADCHF, if you like advanced pattern, there's a typical one here. It's a very nice one. It's a very nice bet here. You will look for it on the 88. Look for reversal on the 88. This has dropped quite significantly, and it's now slowing down like that. When it gets to the 88, we're going to be expecting a nice reversal to the upside. Okay, let's switch everything off again. That's how we're looking at that one. Right, so AUDCAD. AUDCAD, similar. We've got 1, 2, 3 wave move. You can see that it came out of a big V pattern here. So we want 1, 2, 3 correction before it goes. So this, we are still bullish, but you can see that it's now correcting. It's going sideways. So when it gets out of here, we know we're going to get a big move up. So when you're busy trading here in this correction, this thing will be going up and down like this in short moves, and it'll just be taking your money. So that's why it's important to know when to trade. We want the big moves. Okay, so it can even be correcting here. If it does that, then we are going. Okay, so that's AUDCAD, CADCHF we've done, Audi New Zealand. Audi New Zealand. If you just look at the last piece here on the daily, one clear regular flat there, 1, 2, 3. So now we're anticipating that we're either going to get a 3-wave pullback or a reversal there. Either way, whatever move you get here, you don't miss it. If you're going to get a correction here in the lower time frame, actually Audi New Zealand, it's all the New Zealand pairs are looking upside. Remember, all the pairs with New Zealand as the code are looking upside. Here we just got out of this V pattern, as you can see here. V pattern, right? We're already looking upside here. What we want is a correction here, but a move up, at least to that level. Okay, so let's keep an eye on that one. It's actually, all the New Zealand pairs are looking very nice. All right, so let's look at oil. Oil, this is the 1 hour on oil. So oil moves in 3 ways pattern. We had that big pullback that we were looking for. And on the 1 hour, you can see that you've got 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You see here, you're getting another one. But here, after this one, you may get another bigger one. Okay? Either a bigger one for a move up or reversal. Let's look at the higher time frame and see why we're looking at that. So if you remember oil for the last couple of weeks, we've been trading it simply because we made an impulsive move up and it made this 1, 2, 3, straight cleanly. 1, 2, 3 there. Right, so after that, we're just looking at an impulse, correction, and then impulse. That was to be the same size as this one. So that's why I kept saying, whenever you get corrections like this, keep buying, keep buying, keep buying, keep buying until actually I wanted it to get to 68 because 68 was the level where this was equals to that. Okay, but in any case, it didn't get there. It missed it by $2. Big difference. Right, so we've got a pullback down, sharp move down. Now you're getting a 1, 2, 3 up. So it can come back to this level, come down, and then carry on with the move up. So let's go back to the 4 hour and look at this move here again. See what I was talking about? So that will be a nice, okay, impulsive move. 1, 2. We're still looking for upside here. So it can do this before it comes to that level. We may get a deeper correction like that. So look for a correction like that. If it's gonna, I don't think it's gonna go that way in the that much in a straight line. I think a correction first like this, 3-wave pullback before we go up. Then it may do this before we get a move up. Okay, let's do some cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin. Right, Bitcoin. Let's do Bitcoin now. Right, so Bitcoin, look on the 4 hour. We've projected the blue box. See the magic of the magic blue box reverses in there. This is projected by Fips, obviously. And after that, it made a 1, a 2. Let's switch off. After that, it made an internal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is nothing but a wave. 3, 4, 5. Now we're getting an A, B, C. Textbook stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B. We're looking for this C. So we'll see how it happens when it gets to this level. It may even do this, this, and that. So Bitcoin is still going to be around these levels for a long time. It's still just going to go sideways. Okay? And it's exactly similar to Litecoin. It's the same analysis. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. You can see that currently we're making a B on Litecoin. This one here. So it may come down, come and do this, and then come down here. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, clear 4, 5, A, B, C. Not like that. So you can see what the bias is and the direction is. You can trade it any way you want. If you like selling it after the B, you can sell it to C. After the C, you wait for a flag and see where it takes you, whether it's going to take you to that level first before coming down, before going up. Otherwise, then it will make a bigger one, 3-wave move, 1, 2, 3, correcting all of that. Because all of this is this, A, B, C. ABC is a W, ABC is a X. Then we'll come back down again. So you see still a lot of sideways movement on the cryptocurrencies. Ethereum, we already have our 3-wave move here, 1, 2, 3, and now it made another 1, 2, 3. This one can make another 1, 2, 3 like that. We're forecasting this like that. So currently it's making this B wave here. So that B wave may not go far. It's giving you a buy setup, but you need to be careful because it may just do this move, the opposite of this move, and it will give you a 3, 3, 3 flat correction before you come back down again. So keep an eye on that one. That's Ethereum, Ripple. Ripple, 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves pull back. Could it do this before it goes down? So you need to keep an eye on what is happening at this stage. All right, so that's all I had for you this week. All the best for the week ahead. Hope you enjoyed it. Have fun. Any questions? Any questions, anyone? Somebody just type something on the screen so I can see you still here. Excellent. Right, so I'm going to stop it here. And if anybody has any questions, we can still carry on with the questions. So I just don't want it to be too long on YouTube. I like to keep it under 1.5 hours. Thank you for attending. Look out for my contact details at the end of the video. Cheers, bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe. Please like and subscribe. You are welcome to share the video on your social media platforms so that more people can watch this. This channel is growing very fast since people are liking it. So if they like it, it means it's helping them. So please do share. I don't mind at all. Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.